Greetings, awakened star blossoms of the Lyran-Venusian Alliance, assisting Gaia on this great ascension. 711 coming in right off the bat, coming straight at us from source. It's been an intense 48 hours with these massive activations coming in. Very intense day of powerful waves coming in all day long today. We're still reeling from that most powerful activation on Pachamama yesterday with the 7.8 earthquake, Sandpoint, Alaska. The whole grid again today is activated, waking up, rising up. Many other earth changes coming in. These new frequencies, these new codes. We have several tropical storms manifesting. We have the Hurricane Douglas in the Pacific. Gonzalo looking to be the tropical storm, potentially a cyclone in the central Atlantic Ocean. We have a tropical storm in the Gulf brewing, which I believe they're calling Hana. So this trinity of storms are brewing, connecting to the three Dantians, sacred centers of Pachamama. Today we had a 20 hertz higher dimensional wave appear on the Schumann resonance, which for today's standards is pretty calm. We had over 150 M1.5 or greater earthquakes, many swarms again up in the Aleutian Islands, the Aleutian Trench up through Alaska, and some down into Canada, the west coast of the U.S., and in Puerto Rico. Multiple earthquakes. We have the Lemurian energy through the Ring of Fire of the Pacific and the Atlantean with the Atlantic activations. Also again today we had multiple activations in the Andes Mountains and in Tibet. We had a 4.5 in Chile and another 4.2 connected to the Andes, the sacred Kundalini of Pachamama. We had another 4.3 in Chile and a 4.2 in Peru in the sacred Andes Mountains. In China we had a 5.1 at 1050 UTC. So we have the 1551 code with the 66. Also a 4.1 Tibetan Plateau in the foothills of the sacred Kunlun Mountains. 33 latitude, 87 longitude. The most powerful today was the 5.1 in Xinjiang, China. In the center between the two sacred mountains of the Himalayan range and the Kunlun mountain range, Kunlun Shan, connected with Xian Shan, the land of the immortals. We also had two more beautiful crop circles in the UK yesterday. One appeared in Sutton, Hampshire, which looks like a beautiful star blossom. I'll post these at the end of the video. And then today in Hackpen Hill in Wiltshire, also UK. I believe they're both in the UK. Another with multiple star blossoms. So these are the star blossoms. It's also connected to the Venusian energy, goddess Venus, and our elven queen from Venus and the elven family that is here now in this sacred realm. Another interesting manifestation reported a couple days ago from the New Scientist, which is the first time ever that it was witnessed a quadruple-stranded DNA in a healthy human cell. It's been reported that in some cancer cells this has appeared, but it's the first time in a healthy cell. So this is a tangible manifestation of this great ascension, this transformation, this transmutation, which ultimately we're seeing the 5D manifestation as the 12-stranded crystalline DNA of the 144 code in this great awakening. Many are calling the event energies, 5D manifestation, golden age, new earth. We see this as a building up, some call compression breakthrough. It's like a star that's going through what we call a death process, but it's a compression process. Birth is the expansion, and then the compression is returning to that still center to re-expand, reform, reincarnate. And it's like a great supernova. It's a star that compresses, it collapses into its own singularity, its still center, and then expands out into the ends of the universe. And then on an individual level, it's what many call the rainbow body manifestation, light body, indestructible diamond body, the coat of many colors. All the ancient teachings, lineages had their own form of this awakening, but this great awakening we speak of is for the collective, to shift this whole realm into that higher dimension we call 5D or heaven on earth, new earth. And we're all participating and assisting Gaia and all sentient beings through this great process. And we're all doing our best and doing exactly what we need to do to assist humanity and Gaia through and through and through until that breakthrough moment many call the event or the rapture or the breakthrough. We try not to get attached to words and concepts and do our best to live 100% from our heart, experiencing our oneness with Creator Source. I and my Mother, Father God are one. That's all anyone needs to know to experience the love of the I Am presence. Aho. We'll start today's first transmission from Divine Sister of the Light, Judith Kusel. In the last few hours, immense healing has come of the masculine and feminine energies, as immense emotional trauma and pain has been lifted off the sacral, base, and solar plexus chakras of the planet, as well as that of the collective of humanity. This is a very deep release of billions of years of trauma and pain, and it has literally moved deeply into the very bowels of the earth and is going to continue for the next few weeks until all is released. I ask you today to ask for the releasing of all present, past life trauma and pain, all the suffering, not only for yourself, but use this as an opportunity to render highest service with great love. Release all within you, which is still in bitterness, anger, unforgiveness, etc., and allow yourself to now receive the deepest healing of your emotional body. Simply ask the divine to bring about a deep healing of the masculine and feminine within you and all your interactions with other souls in this lifetime and all other lifetimes which cause trauma, pain, anger, bitterness, resentments, fears, etc., and then ask for the release of all present and past life trauma with regard to any and all pain, bitterness, anger, resentment, hatred, fears, and whatever is lurking there. Know that the divine reads your intent. Do you really wish to release this with all your heart and soul and not hang on to anything? And I mean anything. More than this, know that you will be put through the fires of purification in the highest degrees. If you are not ready for this and not ready to forgive and finally let go, then this is not for you. You have free will and choice, and many will choose to rather hang on to the trauma and pain, etc., because they refuse to let go of the 3D and all the trauma and pain of past lives and present lives. All I can say is that this is truly setting humanity free in ways I cannot even put into words. We are being freed. The divine masculine and divine feminine are moving fully into the wide open heart center in total balance and harmony, and this is an immense divine gifting. We are given the gift of wholeness, unity in the highest sense. It is up to you to claim this divine gifting for yourself or not. It literally means to finally being able to move into the highest state of loving grace, where there is unity and pure, unconditional love, pure love, nothing else but love in its highest form and expression. The choice is yours. JudithKusel.com. From Divine Sister of the Light, Sophie Bashford. Beloveds, get ready, allow, accept, and receive. Sirius, the brightest star in the sky, moves closer to Earth and directly aligns with the pyramids of Giza and the Sphinx, the great lion. In Egypt, around this time of year, the Nile River usually rises significantly, which is said to have something to do with the Lion's Gate portal opening and the influx of energy this provides. why you need to know about the Lion's Gate energy portal. Begin to prepare for the great sacred opening that is the 8-8 Lion's Gate star portal. The spiritual gateway opens on the 25th of July, peaks on the 8th of August, and closes on the 12th of August. The Lion's Gate is a significant harmonic alignment that activates light codes and transmissions designed to stimulate spiritual energy within you. The sun is in the astrological sign of Leo during this time. The zodiac symbol of the lion concurs with the astrological alignment of the sun during this energy gateway. Many years ago, before I knew what the Lion's Gate was, I couldn't sleep just before the portal opened, having been guided to spend some time in Glastonbury. I was intensely restless one night in early August, and while I lay awake, I encountered the face of a sacred lion. I did not sleep one wink, and still the lion stayed with me, hovering just in front of my third eye. The next day I wandered, sleep-deprived, along the Glastonbury High Street. My body suddenly turned and entered a shop. I was pushed towards the very back of the room and found myself in front of a beautiful display of an ancient Egyptian iconography and a vast, colorful painting of a lion's face. Spirit was speaking. The Lion's Gate had asserted itself. I did not have a full night's sleep for over a month, barely managing 2 to 3 hours. It was intense, to say the least. I visioned night after night my body being taken up into the starry skies and aligning with the constellations, galactic waves of light, pyramids, golden gateways, and my Merkaba, vehicle of ascension, star structure. The Lion's Gate portal activates extremely powerful sacred geometry and links you with your ancient connections to Egypt and Sirius. We are not yet in the heightened download period, but the energy is preparing you for it. Pay attention to your inner messages. What do your body, emotions, and spirit need at this intensive time of realignment? All of this guidance is preparing your energetics for the downloads and the journey to come. If you feel to call someone and meditate with them, act on this message. Many of you are being linked prior to this gateway with other souls who need to anchor new vibrations and with whom you share significant past incarnations in Egypt. The new light waves of the Ascension Gateway and the Lion's Gate Star Portal are preparing to touch you. From SophieBashford.com and from Divine Bro Star of the Light, Jeff Foster. This is for all the star blossoms out there that felt alien in this strange world we call La Matrica. There is a reason you always felt like you didn't fit in, like you were a stranger from a distant planet or from a strange land, like you've been born into the wrong family, the wrong world, like your very existence was a cosmic error. Your feeling of not fitting in was not wrong or bad, it was deeply intelligent. It was not a sign of your pathology, it was a sign of your originality, your inability to be conceptualized. Maladaptation to an insane situation is pure intelligence, so of course you felt maladapted. You were not willing to reduce the vastness of your being, to squash yourself into a mold which was way too small for you, too limiting, too violent, too dishonest. You wanted to retain your uniqueness, not lose yourself in the madness of the world. Your family was not your family. Your home was not your home. Perhaps others called you crazy, sick, abnormal, ungrateful, selfish, evil, treated you like an outcast, and of course, from their perspective, they were right. We judge what we fear. We reject what we do not understand. We attack in others what we secretly hate in ourselves. You were a scapegoat for their unconscious misery, their own sense of psychological imprisonment, a cycle of violence as old as humanity itself. There was never anything wrong with you, of course. You were simply walking a different path from others, that's all. Perhaps you lost trust in yourself over the years, but today is a new day. Don't leave your path because of guilt. Now, because you want to please friends and family, maintain the status quo. Don't try to adapt anymore, but learn to love your maladaptations to the paths of others. You are adapting to your own original path. Yes, it's scary sometimes. Yes, sometimes you are full of doubt and uncertainty, and you want to turn back to the comfort of the old. But the old comfort was no comfort at all. It came at a price. Your spirit, your joy, You are no longer a follower. You walk your path without apology. You rejoice when you stumble and fall. You celebrate your weirdness, giggle at your mistakes. The judgments of others are blossoms falling at your feet. You have found courage right where you stand, and that makes all the difference. From lifewithoutacenter.com. And we'll take a moment to feel into the energy of that, because I felt, through the love I have for all of you, the great power of this message, as in all the messages I share. Every day when I prepare for these transmissions, as I communicate with Creator Source and my guides, my higher self, they let me know exactly what I need to transmit in these messages daily. And I appreciate all the support and connections. So through these challenging times and this, for most of you, very challenging and uncomfortable life, this world, the construct of the Matrix, tried to break you down without knowing that you are unbreakable. Yes, at times we were pulled into that valley of the shadow of death, the dark night of the soul, many, many times for most of us. But we rose up to the highest heights of bliss and love that we could conjure in our hearts. 444 coming in. And know, dear one, that we have won. Love has won this false battle against dark versus light. And there is no dark versus light. It was ignorance versus truth. But truth doesn't need to battle anything, because truth is love, and love is evident. Love is the true nature, the source, and that which is eternal, our true self. So never forget, no matter what happens in the external and in the internal, that through it all, beyond it all, within it all, and around it all, is pure love, pure light, pure truth. And it is you, it is the I that is hearing these words now, that programmed into its consciousness, into its DNA, to hear these words in this now moment. This sound coming to you from this voice is you reminding yourself of this great knowledge of the love that I am. 737, 37 into the 73, heaven on earth. And through this love of all star blossoms, warriors of light, love workers, light workers, whatever name you want to give to our earth angels stationed on the sacred grid of Pachamama. Know that together, in our unity consciousness and in our oneness, we are fully activated, and we lift each other up with our joy, our bliss, and our love. Aho. Today, from Divine Sister of the Light, Christy Mantis. Yesterday, we completed the second activation to bring an important grid online. It was a beautiful process held by 3 Lemurian portals and exist on Mount Shasta, Wollongong, Australia, and Kunlun Mountains, China. The purpose of this work was to unlock the Lemurian wisdom held within our waters so that it is now accessible to all beings, allowing us to move further forward on this beautiful path we are upon. Today, from Divine Sister of the Light, Asara Adams, energy update by the Pleiadian, Syrian, Arcturian Council of Light. We are here now. We love you. We are you from your future to assist you on your path. Dear one, as you are moving through this powerful transition, we invite you to shift consciously into a higher reality, a higher dimension. You can do this by letting go of the third dimensional reality with what you are focusing on, positive and pleasant, or not focusing on negative and unpleasant. It is as if there are ties that are still connecting you with the third dimension. When you slowly begin to cut one tie after the other, you are able to make new connections to the higher dimension. For example, you might feel inspired to make changes in your life, the way you eat, the way you drink, the way you interact with others, the way you get entertained, and so forth. Know that your impulses to make these changes are a way of your divine inner being to gently nudge you towards a higher dimensional experience. It is a way to slowly cut the old ties and connect to the new and higher reality. To assist you with this, here is a short visualization for you. Relax and breathe deeply. Turn your awareness inward. As you are turning inward and focus on your heart center, feel for your inner knowing of well-being and love of Source. Sweep aside any illusion that is less than well-being and love. It is not real. Only the well-being and love of Source is real. Turn further inward and intensify the feeling of well-being and love of Source. Let it expand into your entire body. Let it expand into your entire aura. Let it expand into your entire world. Feel free to sit this feeling for as long as you wish. We are holding the vision of the new earth with you, and from our vantage point, it is glorious. We are with you every step of the way. You are loved beyond measure. We are with you always. We love you. We are you. Namaste from teloschannel.com, and from the heart of Buddhism, from the Lotus Sutra. If there are those who practice meditation and attain divine powers, having heard the law of emptiness, they experience exuberant joy in their hearts and emit innumerable rays of light so as to save numerous living beings. They are the large tree that will grow and develop in their own ways. Aho. Today from the Tzolk'in Times, Kin 116, Yellow Crystal Warrior. Crystal is the name for the number 12, and its keywords are cooperate, dedicate, and universalize. This is the 12th day of the Red Serpent Wave Spell. And finally, the 10 Portal Day column is behind us. Today is great for getting together with other like-minded people or for working in teams. Traditionally on the 12th day, people assemble for a crystal court where experiences with the calendar are shared. Tonight we shall be having one here, and I know everyone will want to discuss the crazy 10-day Portal Day extravaganza. Today is Yellow Warrior, which represents questioning, intelligence, and fearlessness. Warrior gets things done and is seldom idle. Give him a mission or quest and off he goes. We can all be warriors today and wield our willpower. As it is a crystal day, going on a mission with a group of people will lead to success rather than trying to complete a mission on your own. Join a good cause or a revolution. Today from Divine Sister of the Light, Christina Papagiorgio, Yellow Crystal Warrior, Kin 116, 23, July 2020, Universalizing Intelligence, 23/7/2020, equal 23/7/22, equal 4/11 equals 6, 23, Royal Star of the Lion, Courage, Strength, 5, Freedom, Change, Transformation, 11, Portal, Gate, Polarity, 4, Form, Structure, Foundation, 6, Heaven, Christ, Harmony, Family, Kin 116 equal 8, Abundance, Infinity, Source Flow, Rainbow Warrior Day, a very serious day of stepping up into action. Our gap journey is now completed, and we have 30 days respite before entering the next cycle of 10 successive gap days on the other side. Day 12 in the Red Serpent Wave Spell of Survival Instinct, Kundalini Rising, Life Force, Passion, and rapid transformation through shedding our old skin. Today we come together with others in divine harmonic intelligence to question the very fabric of consciousness and how it is all created. Tone of creation, crystal tone 12 in the mental realm. Action universalizes, power dedicates, essence cooperation. The crystal tone 12 is the highest level of the mind, mental realm. The other two mental tones are tone 4, self-existing, and tone 8, galactic. At the crystal level of mind, we have the capacity to cooperate or operate with other minds. Just as a crystal can be programmed, so too can we program our minds on this day. So focus on the crystal clarity of our minds today through the power of cooperation with others. Thus we create telepathic links in our communication grids, allowing for cooperative thoughts, ideas, and inspiration to flow. A day of greater connection to each other through our pure, universal minds. Enjoy this divine mission we share to align in the greatest creation ever. Indeed, our survival as a species depends upon it. Be aware of any battles, conflicts, or confrontations arising today. Step back and use your crystal clear mind to diffuse all disharmony in the name of unity. Today's question is, how collectively can we work together to co-create a more harmonious and peace-filled world? Divine blessings for the connection to your new cooperative alliances. In Lakek Alakin, Christina White, Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66. Kin 116, Yellow Crystal Warrior. The mantra, the code for today is, I dedicate in order to question, universalizing fearlessness. I seal the output of intelligence. With the crystal tone of cooperation, I am guided by the power of elegance. So elegant, co-creator of light, divine, conscious, angel, let us know in the comments below what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, your visions, your dreams, your synchronicities. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and click the subscribe button below the video and the little bell next to it to get notifications on future uploads. And as always, we have a link in the description below to the transcriptions of today's transmissions, and we archive these on our website, primedisclosure.com. I'd like to also thank everyone for your support on Patreon. If you'd like to make a pledge and support our work with Prime Disclosure, you can do that at patreon.com/Prime Disclosure. Say Agapo, Queen of Venus, that sang to me today to activate the deepest feelings of love, compassion in my deepest heart center, the highest heart, connected directly to the Christos consciousness, to the divine creator source. We call the unborn mind of Buddha, our pure awareness, which is your true nature, your true self. There is no separation. It's funny, on most days, every day actually, I have conversations with God, and sometimes these occur in strange places. Many of us experience these, like, say, in the shower, the bathtub, or in front of the toilet. You know what I'm talking about. These are times of relaxation, release. In the Taoist arts, we say this is a time when the doorway between worlds opens, when the mind goes into a deep relaxation to release certain things that are held in. You know where we're going with this. So when we're in these places, I always hear people outside the door, and sometimes, like all of you probably have experienced, I don't assume anything with anybody, but most people that come to these transmissions have similar experiences, so we'll go with it. That when these conversations happen, it is like stepping outside of time, and sometimes instead of silently in the mind, you start talking out loud to source, to your highest self, and someone out the door may ask you, who are you talking to in there? And you say, I'm speaking with God. And they might say, you're just talking to yourself. And I say in return, and your point is? What's your point? Because it's like, when were you programmed by the separation programming to make this a separate affair in this duality universe? It's like separation, for anyone that is conscious or awake at all, doesn't exist. At least separation with source. I know times we feel separate with others when they're being buffoons or in judgment or in conflict. But those are temporary states. Our eternal state is even beyond the oneness, beyond the words. But through the unity, through the oneness, we experience that divine awareness. So we use these words and sounds, frequencies, and resonances to follow our path. We in our lineage of the Kunlun, it's the water path. From Qingfeng Dao Shi, it's the path of least resistance, the downward flow. Both ways lead back to source. But would you rather like to let go of the shore and let the current carry you directly to source, or you want to swim against the current? That's the fire path, fighting against the current to force your way to source. In these most fiery times, thousands of years of the fire, this intense fire, the great mind Krishnamurti used to say, the world is on fire and we are the world. And it's like absolutely everything we experience in this realm is an external manifestation or representation what the collective is feeling within. So we all take responsibility by seeking the kingdom of heaven within. That is the path with heart. It's not a comfortable path, and no one says it is easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But it is up to the 144,000 us star blossoms, star seeds, the awakened earth angelics on this great mission to find that kingdom of heaven within. There is no distance. The central sun that appears in the center of the galaxy is the exact same central sun within you. No distance. It is the source of these thoughts, these feelings, these words that resonate throughout your whole cosmos. We call the avatar. Every atom is the star in the universe. That's the holographic nature of what we call reality. So today in meditation, we'll jump to another timeline here. As I was deep into the stillness, through the motion, we allow the current to carry us. You can use a sound, allow that sound to carry you to the silence, to bring you back to the source of silence. The power is in this silence, in this stillness. The divine feminine, the goddess rising up. The queen has returned, the queen of Venus. The Venusian energy is fully here. No doubt about that. You will all be experiencing it very soon if you have not already. The sacred sound of goddess protecting. People were posting also that the Statue of Liberty, which regardless of the history or what the intent was, the symbolism of the goddess of freedom, the doorway of freedom, that this thunder being, Zeus, shot down this thunderbolt, showing it did not strike the lady of the lake, of the waters, showing that goddess is fully protected. That is a sign and a symbol that many have been looking for or waiting for, because know, divine goddesses, that you are fully protected by all legions, all dimensions, the archangelics, the ascended masters, and all divine beings of all realms and timelines. This is it. So today, after these powerful activations that I received from the sacred sound, the sacred song of the goddess under the pyramid, our sacred pyramid, as I ventured out, as I drove down the street, on the corner was this older gentleman holding this precious little crystal child, maybe about 1 year old, and he looked right over at me, and as I waved, he put his arm out, and I received an activation, like the back of my skull was lit up with higher energies. It was like a tingling, and then went numb, and it started popping in the third eye, the what we call the sky eye, the center of the forehead, the true eye, the clear eye of bliss, the clear portal of love and truth. So these crystal children, they're all over this realm. Many of you are caretakers, you're raising them, but they are very powerful conductors of love and light. So we're connecting with these energies, regardless if they're in your presence or not right now. You can feel the energies of these sacred angels that are manifesting in this realm on these final days of the false 3D matrix, or the false construct of this neutral plane, this sacred mirror of the mind, to where the collective has reached a point where it has realized it has suffered enough, that it is up to us to switch this, to transform this, transmute the suffering, the duality, the conflicts to that of peace, harmony, and joy and bliss. Through self-reflection, through inner guidance, meditation, prayer, whatever brings you to that divine love within, the experience of your oneness with Source Creator. Now this weekend, on the 25th, Saturday, will be the day out of time. It is the doorway in between worlds. It is walking in between worlds, so I'll be journeying to one of my most powerful portals, or portal that I've done much work in the past. It's the portal that one of my most sacred angels of this realm, my nephew James, he went by James Bizzleby, most powerful light worker. He ascended in this portal on May 17, 2014. So I'll be journeying there for this day at a time to connect with him and all of our angels that have ascended before us. And the reunion is at hand. We are very close to the veil being totally lifted. It's what we call 5D, or New Earth, where we will be reunited with our loved ones that have ascended in the past. We're already connected with them. Our higher self is already with them. But this separation programming, or what we call the veil, or the amnesiatic fluid, is being released, lifted. This is the revelation, the revealing So be aware of the power of this day, because this day out of time is the physical manifestation of the silence, the void, the divine womb, the sacred goddess, our sacred queen that has reunited with us in this holy matrimony to resolve all illusions. See, we call the virus of the matrix ignorance, which translates into ignoring your own brilliance, your brilliant light. We call bright virtue, which is your true self, your true nature, which is what all of you light workers are going to transmit to everyone that comes to you from here on out of the old, in with the new, the old earth into the new earth, heaven on earth. So keep walking your sacred path with heart, with your divine sword and shield of the etheric, as your angelic wings manifest and spread, and we soar high above this realm where the eagle flies with the condor, the sacred prophecies being fulfilled, and all things perfectly resolved in the unborn mind of Buddha, of pure awareness, pure consciousness, the clear light of bliss. Have a beautiful and blessed awakening portal. I love you all. Namaste.